Bobby, how's it going, my friend?
Hey, what is up? I'm back from Seattle, a little quick flight back home, but it's nice to be home.
Yeah, nothing really interesting to talk about tonight, right? A lot of good Samaritans, great role models, people you want to look up to, especially like nothing crazy happened in this Leagues Cup final game, especially at the end.
Oh, we're here for Leagues Cup? I thought we were here for San Diego and LAFC.
Yeah, yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, there was a brawl in that game too, I think.
Yeah, there was somebody that's what used to be my kid idol or childhood idol spitting on people and stuff in that San Diego game.
So, you were at the game covering Leagues Cup, and I'm gonna show the replays, like where we can look at the footage and stuff, so we can show everybody. But you were at the game. How long was it until you found out, like, kind of like what happened? Because you obviously were watching from the press box. When did you find out that I mean, you obviously saw the fight, but when did you first hear about the spitting incident?
Yeah, that I was on Twitter. I mean, I didn't see it happen because it kind of happened away from the fight, or at least where the group of guys were. And then we were all talking about how weird it was that even after the fight, they had them stand in front of each other to accept the medals. And I'm like, geez, that must be some sort of tension right there. But actually, I don't think a lot of people know the whole story still. It took me a while. It took me till like 11 p.m. to kind of figure out how it started, or why it started. And I found that out with my colleague Alonso Contreras at Area Sports Network. We were out there, asking some questions, finding some sources. But yeah, we definitely we kind of got to the end of it. Ustadi really didn't give us anything. He said he was looking around and then he didn't really see Suarez spit on him, but that's a lie. Like he has to say that. Um, Gene, the security staffer, if you guys are familiar with Paul from LAFC, Gene is that version for the Sounders. So Nassim kind of, but for the Sounders. Um, so now everybody really knows that everybody kind of has a security guy. I mean, they're all kind of personalities. I mean, Paul's a personality in LA. Gene is now a personality in Seattle. He's been there for a while, so people that are from Seattle actually knew of him before. And then now he's national news. The funniest part about it is me and Alonzo, like I was saying, we went to the training facility for the Sounders, and he sat down with us and talked to us about how we've been because he's seen us before, and I never thought in my wildest dreams the guy that was so nice to us even offered us coffee from the Seattle training facility and water. He was gonna get spit on by one of the most famous strikers to ever play the game, one of the best strikers to ever play the game, and one of my childhood idols. So yeah, that was a crazy weekend, but that's the way it goes. Like unfortunately, it's gonna overshadow the game a bit. But when you get one out of the three Suarez moments in your league, whoo, you gotta talk about it, and it's big news. It's huge. I remember. I mean, as a Uruguayan, I remember the bite. I remember the Evra. I remember everything. The handball. Shoot, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's one of four kind of Suarez events that are pretty monumental. So, yeah, it's embarrassing. I got a text from my mom. Did you see the Suarez spit? I was like, Mom, of course I saw the Suarez spit. Like, if your mom is texting you, then it's all bad, right?
Crazy,
So,
right?
yeah.
No, 100%. Well, listen, I want to show the 3 videos I have, then we'll talk about what we think should happen. Maybe some people haven't seen everything that transpired yet. I brought up 3 pretty good videos of everything that happened. Obviously, Luis Suarez is the main talking point, but there were some other guys who got into the brawl and did some bad things as well. Maxi Falcone had a guy in a headlock. Sergio Busquets sucker punched a guy.
Yeah,
I think it was Obed Vargas, I think is who he punched, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. I want to know what your kind of idea is. Like, what do you think went down, and then maybe I should clarify some things too.
Of course, yeah, that's cool. Before I show you guys anything, we got 63 of you in the chat right now. Make sure you give this video a like down below and subscribe to the channel. We are 350 subscribers away from 10K. Absolutely skyrocketing. We gained 150 subs since yesterday. So we just keep on going up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little bell notification so you never miss a video. Timothy Park says, I thought Will was taking a break after yesterday. Well, listen, I'm trying to take a break, but there's just too much controversy, too many there's just too much news behind this Luis Suarez thing. And I'm kind of passionate about it because I think that he should be held accountable for what he did. But before we get into any questions, because I want to ask you guys if you guys think he should be suspended at all or how long should be banned, let's watch these 3 exchanges and then you guys can let me know what you guys think and what should be the consequences for Luis Suarez. So let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. Okay, so this is the first video. This right here just kind of shows like a general view of the brawl. And it's like how it escalated. Let me turn the volume off just in case so we don't get like a copyright ban. But you see some shoving. They're pushing assistants. Reagan just threw a guy to the pitch. I think it was Baltasar Rodriguez. We'll watch it twice. I mean, grabbed him by the neck and just threw him. I think I want to say that was Maxi Falcone had Yamar in a headlock, if I'm not mistaken. It could be wrong, but I think he might have had Yamar in a headlock.
Yeah, there's a clip before this where Yamar kind of goes in between Obed.
Here it is. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up because I think this is it. What we're talking about right here. This is it right here. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this is Luis Suarez has his arm around Obed Vargas's neck, and Yamar looks like he's trying to break it up, and then he grabs the back of Obed Vargas's neck.
See, this is the craziest part right here. Even Yamar is kind of telling Obed Vargas to kind of stop. And then
right here, but here, watch this right here. Watch Sergio Busquets punches Obed Vargas like a little sucker punch.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what that was. Why somebody would be that mad to sucker punch someone, especially a guy like Sergio Busquets. Like, what?
You know what's crazy? I never have associated Sergio Busquets with being a very aggressive or a fighting type player, man. But ever since he's been at Miami, he's been more chippy than I ever remember him at Barcelona. I don't ever remember him getting in scrums and punching dudes,
Well, the funniest thing about this is I tweeted out, like, seeing Suarez spit on a guy in an MLS match or a Leagues Cup match, it honestly just makes you realize that he takes this league very seriously. I mean, like, dude, you've won everything, maybe besides the World Cup. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, you could just lose, grab a paycheck, and then go home to your Miami house. Your family's there too. All the families were there. Like, why are you putting on this show in front of your family? Like, just go home.
Well, now this one, this next clip I'm about to show, and then we're going to get the chat involved, and we're going to ask them what they think should be the punishment. But this one, Bobby, is by far the most despicable one. And it's really indefensible by Luis Suarez. And maybe, okay, I'll read what Alexi Lawless said afterwards because I agree completely with how he described it. But here's the security or head of security or a higher up security guard for the Sounders team, right? And I think he was just trying to separate Luis Suarez, and Oscar Ustari is trying to separate Suarez from the security guard. And let me go ahead and mute that. And then he's talking to him, and he just spits him. I know it's kind of quick, but just I'll do a replay so you guys can see it.
The craziest part about this video is there's another view of it. He doesn't just spit on him; he steps on him with his cleats, so he can't get away, and then spits on him. And that's the craziest thing to me. It's like, dude, this guy's an older guy. Like, Suarez, why are you spitting on grandpas right now? Like, what? Like, how mad can you be? What could he say to you? Like, yeah, you guys just lost a Leagues Cup final, but 2 weeks ago, everybody was saying how this didn't matter.
Yeah, I just think that, spitting. I can see if you can get it. Yeah, so you can see the angle right there. Yeah, I see because he fell down, right? The security
he's
guard.
stepping on him, so
He's
he's stepping on him, so he's unbalanced.
yeah, and this guy has to be late 60s, maybe probably at least in his 60s, maybe even early 70s.
He's a sweet old guy. Like this is not. I mean, okay, maybe he has a little bit of a temper, maybe, but we're talking about a grandpa here. Like this is somebody Suarez should not be picking on.
But here's the thing. Look at this picture right here. What did this old man say to Luis Suarez to have that type? I mean, look at his face, man. He looks like he's about to fight him.
But like, I don't even know slurs for Uruguayans that I would think that he would get even that mad. That's the craziest part about it.
Yeah, but I mean, he looks like he's coming for blood in this picture right here. I mean, look. I mean, he looks red hot right here.
So do you know anything why he's mad or?
No, is that part of the? Well, hold on, real quick for you before you tell us a little bit of the backstory. Let me ask you this, okay? Because I want to get people's opinion first, and then maybe after you say something, it could change their mind. Okay. All right. So based on what I've seen, the three people that have had the worst offenses in this brawl were Maxi Falcone, probably third, even though he did have a guy in a headlock. Number 2 was Sergio Busquets' sucker punch on Obed Vargas. And number 3 is not even close, Luis Suarez spitting on this older man, right? Absolutely despicable. So what do you guys think that the punishment should be for these 3 players? What should the punishments be for these 3 players? Obviously, they have to have some type of punishment. I would be so disappointed in MLS, and I don't care. I saw this rumor floating around on Twitter saying that they're not going to suspend them because it was in Leagues Cup. That's BS. They can't suspend them. I mean, it was between 2 MLS teams. I think they definitely could suspend them. They definitely could still suspend them. Someone said that, I can't remember who it was, but someone said that Luis Suarez would be suspended next year for Leagues Cup. There's no way. There's no way that could be his only suspension. And real quick, Barry, good.
They play the Sounders in 2 weeks.
Real quick, Barry, a friend of the show, says for $20 says most classy team in MLS team I've been told Suarez was going after a coach at halftime. Suarez is unhinged. I agree. So, we brought the layers of broke down the severity of each player and what they've done. And my friend Alexi Lawless said earlier, because I wanted to point this out too, Fabi, he said that he would rather get punched in the face. He'd rather get the Busquets treatment than he'd rather get punched in the face than spit on, because there's nothing more degrading than being spit on. Like that's pretty bad.
It's so weird to me, man. Like, I've never even wanted to spit on someone. Like, did this old man say something about his family? Like, there's no way this guy could be that mad about soccer to spit on someone. Especially when you won everything. This is elite. This isn't a Champions League final. This is elite. I mean, I love MLS. I love everything that's happening. But this is a guy that was part of MSN that won, tons of Champions Leagues, Copa America trophies. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I did see Toto Aviles and Cello also doing some crazy stuff too. I saw that they were getting into the scrum. I think an assistant coach shoved Toto Aviles down. Okay, so a lot of people have said that they think, like Mr. Good friend of the show says, he thinks it should be a 6 to 8 game suspension. Busquets and Falcone get 3 to 4 games. I would tend to agree that would be pretty fair. Wade says that he thinks it should be a perma ban for Suarez and Falcone. I don't think Maxi Falcone deserves to be permanently banned for putting in someone in a headlock, but I do think he should be suspended. Let's see. And then Mr. says Aviles deserves a 3 to 4. So let me ask you this, Fabi, before you tell me, if you're just going based off what we've seen, there's going to be context, but just say that you don't know what you know or what you've heard, and you're just going off of this. What do you think the punishment should be for Luis Suarez for spitting on this poor old man?
So Hector Herrera got suspended 3 games because he spit on the referee last year. And it was a 3-game ban by MLS. It was in the last game of MLS versus the Sounders, if I'm not mistaken. And actually, Toluca held up the suspension, and they still made him wait 3 games before he started with them. But it is at least 3 games for spitting on someone. Now, that was spitting on an official and not spitting on a opposing team or opposing team staffer. So it has to start at 3 games. It has to be 3 games, in my opinion. And this notion that he can't get banned for MLS, that's totally hogwash. And I love Solana, I love Danny, but I don't believe Don Garber is going to sleep well thinking that, oh, he's just going to be banned for Leagues Cup. No, 100%. There's way too much news coverage on this. He has to do something, or else MLS looks completely bad in this situation. This is a situation where the commissioner has to step in because the image of the brand, the image of kind of what's at stake with MLS is on display, and he has to come down on some sort of suspension.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's been a year since the Hector Herrera suspension where he spit on the ref, but if memory serves me correct, and I mean spitting on someone is bad in general, but I want to say that the referee was walking away from him. And I think he spit towards him. I don't know if he was in his face and spit on, but I could be misremembering that. But I don't think he I just think that the way Luis Suarez did it was worse than what Hector Herrera did. Like, he spit directly on his face.
The way Suarez did it looks like he's done it before. And that's the craziest thing about it was. It wasn't like a loogie. It was like a perfect spray, which is wild.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was bad. I mean, he literally spit. That's what I don't. I mean, maybe I can try to find the Hector Herrera spitting incident and see if we could, compare.
Hey, who would have thought on Labor Day we would be comparing guys' spit?
Right? No, 100%. Okay, yeah. So look at this. This is it right here. I'm about to pull this up right now. See, the Hector Herrera spit, which is so funny to say out loud. But I mean, look at it. Like, he's spitting at his feet.
Okay. That's
what I thought. Yeah, so he spit at his feet, and the referee wasn't even facing him. Luis Suarez spit in this dude's face.
Yeah, that's a completely different type of spit.
Literally spit right. Like, the guy was. I mean, he spit right in his face. So if this is a 3-game suspension by spitting at the feet of the referee, then I mean, I'll be honest with you. And here's another part of the equation, Favi, is that Luis Suarez has had so many incidences, and we've talked about this, right? He's had a lot of incidents. The biting, obviously, he's done that twice, maybe even 3 times. I know definitely twice. Was Chiellini both times, or just no? It was Chiellini, and who was the other one?
No, I don't think there was 2 bites.
Yeah, I think he bit a guy twice.
Huh? I'm forgetting the second time. Let me look at this up real quick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Luis Suarez has bitten someone twice.
No, I don't see anybody. I don't see anything.
Okay, yeah, he's bitten on 3 different occasions.
3?
He bit in 2010 when he was playing with Ajax. It says Otman Bakal in the shoulder. In 2013, he bit Chelsea's defender. What is it? Ivanich. I'm sorry for mispronouncing that. And then in 2014, he bit Chiellini. So he's bitten people 3 times. 3 times. And now he's spitting on people.
You can't defend it, unfortunately.
Yeah. So this is like one of those things where you kind of have to make an example. What was his punishment in the World Cup after biting Chiellini? I don't even remember. Maybe like an international suspension of maybe 2 games. Look, this is
2 World Cup games, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 or 3.
Barry with another $20 super chat says season and postseason ban with a 7-figure fine seems fair. Okay. So here's what I think should happen to Luis Suarez. Okay.
But if you do that, he retires.
Well, this is what I think is fair. Okay. He's not going to be suspended for the rest of the year, like the entire rest of the season. It's just not going to happen. Right.
Yeah.
I think a fair compromise, and I do think his punishment should be severe, and I was talking to our friend Daniel Granada about this earlier. I think he should be suspended for the rest of the MLS regular season. There's 9 games left. And I think he should be able to come back for the playoffs. So essentially, they're going to play 9 games in the next 6 weeks before the playoffs. He should be suspended the entire 6 weeks. He shouldn't play any of the games. He should be suspended the rest of the regular season. I mean,
so I was going to say 6 games because then they have time to get back into the motion. So, 9 games.
9 games, 4-month ban from FIFA.
Oh, okay. But Uruguay, I think, only lasted 2 more games without him, and then probably 7 more games in the qualifiers.
Yeah. Wade says he should be banned from the playoffs. F him. Yeah, listen, I think Luis Suarez is not going to be banned for the rest of the season. He's not going to. He's not going to be suspended for the rest of the season. But if he only gets like a 3-game suspension like Hector Herrera, it's not good enough. It's just not. I mean, he spit on a man's face. That's very disrespectful. Especially, and I think the most the most disappointing thing about it, Favi, is that Luis Suarez is 40 years old, bro.
I
He's
know.
40 years old and he's still I mean, he's spitting on an older man. Like, what the hell's wrong with him?
Yeah, this is it's almost comical, but it's so sad at the same time. Like, well, how bad can he be to spit on a grandpa?
Look at Mr. Mysteries. He said for Ivanovic, it was an 8-game suspension
Wow.
for biting him. So, yeah, dude, I'm telling you, like, the biting is really bad. I mean, you can't sugarcoat. The biting is very bad. He has Francisco says he has mental problems. He has to be suspended for 9 games. I mean, he has to be suspended for the rest of the season.
So in the state of
Regular season.
Washington, I saw some comments saying that spitting on someone is assault. So
Mhm.
Gene could press charges.
Can I ask a serious question? I know that we athletes are kind of put in a different tier, which is really messed up. But let me just ask a serious question, okay? What would happen if any of you guys in the chat, any of you, it doesn't matter what your job is, what would happen if you guys spit on your colleagues at your work? What would happen if you guys got into an argument and you spit on one of your colleagues?
Yeah, it's honestly the worst thing you can do. Like, even punching someone's less.
Yeah, but seriously, your work, Fabi, we won't disclose where you work at, but if you spit on one of your coworkers, what would happen to you?
I don't know, man. That's like I'd get fired on the spot. Like, what?
Yeah, and I don't even want to say a customer because he didn't spit like on a fan, right? Like he didn't do that. He spit on someone who's a colleague, like a coworker, like someone who's employed by the Sounders,
Yeah,
some opposing team, MLS employee, I would say, right? You'd be like, yeah, everybody's saying fired. Everybody would be fired. You'd be fired if you did this.
yeah.
Fired. Everybody would be fired. If you spit on your coworkers, you're gone. We'd be going outside immediately, Mr. Minster. That's what he said. Yeah. But no, seriously, you would be fired. So, like, why is it any different? He's not going to get fired, obviously. We know that. He's not gonna be terminated. But the 3-game suspension for doing something that anyone else would be fired for is just not good enough.
Yeah.
It's just not good enough. I'm telling you, it's not good. So my thing is 9 games for him. Maxi Falcone probably should get 3 games, and then Sergio Busquets should probably get like 5 games. That's my okay. So tell me what your story is because the context, like what. Real quick though, Barry says 0 violence policy, you get fired. Angus says you spit on someone at work, it is a legal matter, you are fired, impossible misdemeanor.
Yeah. So word around the block, per sources, is that Gene was in an altercation with Javier Mascherano in the tunnel at halftime.
Okay.
So Mascherano was yelling at someone. I'm not sure if it was the officials or if it was the Sounders team. And Gene got in the middle of it. So this was kind of pre the end of the game. So I don't know if Gene was trying to get under the skin of something or like he was trying to do his job as security. I haven't gotten that far, but I do know that this was in the tunnel at halftime too.
Okay. Well, also
And I
too,
also heard, and I don't know the validity of this because I no one said anything, but Obed Vargas called Suarez something like a slur. But I don't know any slurs that you could say to a Uruguayan, because I'm Uruguayan, that would get anybody that mad.
So Wade said something, and I just want to give you a chance to make your counterpoint and defend yourself. He says, you are making excuses, Fabian.
About what?
I guess he's saying that you're giving just giving this context that you're giving them a reason why this might have happened or that it was okay if this happened.
I think Suarez should be suspended by far, but I just wanted to give that context.
Okay, so let me ask one more question about this because this is just interesting. A lot of people could feel differently about how this should be handled. What would you think about MLS if they didn't do anything? Now, obviously, a lot of people say, especially people who aren't fans of Inter Miami, say that they get unfair treatment, that the league props them up, they help them out, they bend the rules for them, whatever you want to say, right?
I don't think that's true anymore.
No,
And
no,
I
but
think
I'm just saying let's play into that. Let's just say, what would you think? What would be the perception? What would everybody be feeling if there are no suspensions with this incident? Like nobody suspended. So nobody, no Suarez, Falcone, Toto Alves, none. What would you guys think? What would be your feelings, your reaction if everyone gets a clean slate and nobody is punished for doing this? Bobby, what would you think about that?
I mean, MLS would be a laughing stock 100%. Like that's easy. Like that's very easy to say cuz I mean, there needs to be some sort of red cards were definitely given out at the end of that game. So 100% there's at least we can at least say there's going to be one game suspensions in either Leagues Cup next year or something because I know for a fact per Alonso and per sources Alonso Contreras he posted that there was about 5 to 8 red cards handed out after the whistle. So there is going to be some sort of suspension no matter what.
I hope so. It's now I'll give them a break because it is Labor Day. It's a holiday. So I don't expect to hear anything today, but we need to be hearing something tomorrow.
Yeah,
Tomorrow we need to hear
8
what
a.m.
the punishment's going to happen. We need to hear about who's being suspended. And it better be more than just Suarez, honestly. It better be more than just Luis Suarez.
Does anybody want to know what happened? Like, does anybody want Suarez to get on a press conference?
The context? I mean, listen, it doesn't really matter what that man said to him. I mean, he's an older guy. He's a security guard. You can't spit on him.
Do you want Suarez to do an apology?
I don't think it'd be sincere.
Yeah, right. It's already
It
too
wouldn't be since the guy's bitten three different players 3 times.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't be sincere. The guy is just kind of like, survive another day, get by, do what you have to do. Like it wouldn't be. And here's another thing too. Besides the suspension, do you think he should be fined?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be fine.
What do you think he should be fined? Like 6 figures, 7 figures? Like what do you think? Did
At,
Hector Herrera get fined?
at least 800,000, right? Like maybe like right under 6 figures or right under 7. Excuse me.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything about Hector Herrera getting fined for what he did. We got another super chat by Barry. He says Garber should be mocked and metaphorically dragged, removed as the commissioner, and that's just for the Apple deal. Damn, Barry. No, I listen. The Apple deals. Well, we could go on about that all night. That's definitely.
He talked a little bit at the little press conference they did before the game that the Apple deal and they're kind of looking into getting rid of the paywall.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that was something that I was pretty shocked about too.
And I appreciate the super chat, Barry, by the way. So I don't know if he's going to get fined $800K because he only makes 1.5 million, or that's at least what they say on the books is what he's making. I don't know if that's the true number, but that's what they say on the books. He's making is 800K, or excuse me, 1.5 mil. So we'll have to see about that. But I mean, do you think there's any realistic chance, Fabi? Because we just talked about, you said, I can't remember, how many games did you think he should be suspended? You said 5 to 6?
Yeah, I said 5 to 6 so they can still have a true playoff run in.
Is there any chance he misses the whole season, rest of the season, or regular season?
No, because I think he would just retire. So this is what I actually think is going to happen.
Okay.
I think he's going to put out an apology. He's going to get 5 to 6 games. Busquets is going to get 4 games. And then Falcone, Cello are going to get 2. So they missed the Sounders game. And then that's it, basically. They're going to move forward after that.
I'm going to be honest with you. Someone in the chat, I can't remember who it was, said that maybe it was Timothy said this, but he said that getting put in a headlock is worse than getting punched. I don't know if I agree with that. I think getting punched is definitely worse than a headlock. I mean, I guess it's debatable.
I've seen headlocks before, though. I haven't seen one of the most profound, like highest graded professionals punch someone.
Mr. says, I remember Suarez's conduct around the Patrice Evra situation. He just tried making excuses.
That's a little different. That was
What's
a little
different
different.
about it?
It was like opinion based, if that makes sense. This is obviously he spit on him.
Yeah, I mean this is caught in 4K, right?
Yeah,
Red-handed in 4K. Like,
yeah.
there's different angles of him spitting on him.
The ever thing was more like he said this, but then Suarez means this in his culture. So like it was that's more gray. This is black and white.
Simply Dope says, "See, why does a playoff run matter? You're giving him a pass."
Because all right, to be honest, Miami makes money. Let's be real. Like this is yeah, it's a horrible thing that he did, but this is a way. If he only gets 5 to 6 games, and I think it'd be kind of obvious that okay, they want them to be full strength for the playoffs. If Don Garber wants to come down with the band hammer, then he just retires, and then they don't get to do a send off for Suarez, which I know it's something that MLS would love to do.
Yeah, Favi, we got 133 people in the chat, but we only have 28 likes. Guys, make sure you smash the like button down below. Anytime me and Favi do a discussion like this, we always hit 100 likes. So make sure you smash the like button down below if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Got a lot of MLS content still coming out this year. A lot of big news. Still got the playoffs. Still a lot to cover. And we're closing in on 10,000 subscribers. We're 350 subscribers away from 10,000. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and hit the little bell notification so you never miss a video. Simply Dope's responded saying, and if they go out in the first round again,
then that's it, But I would say MLS is not going to want to hinder them for the playoffs.
Yeah, okay. So we're probably going to go maybe like 10 more minutes, but I think this is unprecedented. I don't remember something like this happening. And we didn't even talk about this. Is one of the things I want to focus on down the stretch of this, Favi. And I want to blame Javier Mascherano a little bit, right? And the reason why I want to blame him for this is because I don't think the man has any control over his team.
Oh yeah, no,
I don't think he has a grip or any control on his club. I think they do whatever the hell they want. I don't think that they respect him, and I just think I think he's a bad coach in general, but I also think he's a bad leader.
It's tough to coach your friends. And
Yeah.
that's why I've never been a fan of the hiring. I personally never been a fan when they got rid of Tata. I thought that was a bad move. Yeah, they needed somebody with authority. And yeah, some people say Tata didn't even have authority, but at least a little more than Javier Mascherano.
Well, and here's the thing too. It's like none of this ever happened with Tata. Like they didn't do anything like this. He coached all these guys for a full season. All of them, like literally, except the only player who was in this incident, right? Who did something bad.
Falcon.
It was on the team last year was Falcon. That's it.
Yeah.
So nobody had any brawls. Nobody punched anybody. Nobody spit on anybody. None of that happened under Tata Martino. None of it happened. So I just think that this piles on to Javier Mascherano being a bad coach, a bad leader, and just not being a good, maybe role model is a little bit too strong. I would say Luis Suarez is not a good role model, but he's just not a good figurehead for this team.
Yeah, Mascherano's kind of a hothead, and it's obvious when they get mad at the refs. He still kind of has that fire as a player, and I think he needs to realize that hey, his line of work is a little different now. You can't be that hot-headed. I think you need to be a little bit more level-headed. You need to be able to calm down your team, especially when you have superstar players,
Oh, and I forgot to even mention this tweet I posted earlier. Sorry, there's just a lot going on. Lionel Messi got suspended for one game because he didn't play in an all-star match. Yeah. He got suspended for a game for not playing an all-star match. So that's what makes me feel like the hammer is going to come down. They're going to do something severe to some of these guys. Because if you're getting suspended for not playing in an exhibition match, then if you're physically assaulting people, spitting on them, the hammer has to come down.
Yeah. And I think it's a question of, is it to the playoffs or is it right before the playoffs? I think we're both kind of on the money there.
Yeah. And I would expect to hear something one way or another this week, right? I would expect to hear it's Labor Day. I'm not going to hear anything today, tomorrow. Now, I posted a funny picture earlier. Yes, or it's actually it was early this morning / very late at night because I'm a night owl, if you guys didn't know this. And I posted that let's see here. Inter Miami have an opportunity to do the craziest thing.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
It would be very crazy and it would be a lot of fun. But does Messi say yes to that?
Well, here's the thing though too. It's like one of the things, Favi, is I feel like this Inter Miami team, because of their status, do feel like they can pretty much do whatever they want without any consequences. Like they kind of play by their own rules. I do believe that. Like, and I'm not even talking about like the salary cap rules. I'm talking about on the field. Like, Messi has been way more chippy since he's been in MLS than he ever was in Spain or France. He's grabbing people's necks. I mean, he's had his hands on a couple people as well. And I feel like
what are they saying to these guys that are getting them so mad?
I have no idea, but listen, Jose Mourinho I think is washed. It was just a joke, but it would be funny to it'd be good for the plot. But I just think that some of these guys, like Sergio Busquets, we talked about earlier, he never have heard him fighting anybody that I can remember at Barcelona. He's sucker punching 19-year-old dudes, right? Obed Vargas sucker punching him, which is totally random,
kids, dude. Like kids.
Like who? And that's what I'm saying. Like who is that's there's nobody that's going to tell them not to do that. And just from a personality standpoint, I'm not saying they should hire Jose Mourinho. Like I said, it was just a joke. But let's just talk about his personality, his commander, or his leadership, right? What do you think would happen if Jose Mourinho saw his players spitting on old security guards or sucker punching other players? Dude, he would lose his mind. He would give it to these guys.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what they need.
But I don't think at this point of their career, Suarez on the last leg of his career, about to retire, he didn't want to stay with Uruguay because he didn't get along with Bielsa. Like he retired possibly maybe 2 or 3 games earlier or 4 games earlier because he didn't want to deal with Bielsa anymore.
Yeah, and listen, that might be true. I think here's what I think is going to happen. I think the suspension is going to come down hard. I hope it does. We're not going to do a post. We're not going to do a live stream reacting to the suspensions because you guys know what should happen, right? And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't even need to be talked about. But we know what should happen. The punishment should be more severe than what we've seen before. But also, too, I want to say, I think that this entire season has been a complete shit show by Javier Mascherano. I think he's been a bad manager. I think it was a huge mistake to hire him, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch as well. And I think he has no discipline for this team, or he is not showing that this team has any discipline under his leadership. He's bad tactically. He's just not a good manager. And I fully expect him to get fired at the end of this year. And I feel bad for the Sounders because their entire their big win, their blowout over Inter Miami, beating them 3-0, has been overshadowed more by Luis Suarez spitting on a security guard.
But the Paul Rothrock thing was kind of cool too.
Which part?
Where they're trading in Messi jerseys for a Paul Rothrock jersey.
I already forgot about that.
What?
Yeah. No, but seriously though, don't you think this is kind of overshadowed the huge win by Seattle?
100%. And Seattle smacked them. Seattle didn't even have Nuhu. They didn't have Fry. They didn't play Rusnak. They didn't have Musovski. They didn't have Jordan Morris. And they still smacked Miami 3-0 with a crowd of 69,000.
Incredible crowd. Incredible crowd for that game. A huge electric crowd. And on top of this, Seattle Sounders are the first team. They're the only team in MLS, obviously, that has every single trophy now. They've got a Supporter Shield. They've got a U.S. Open Cup. They got an MLS Cup. They got a CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Campeones Cup.
Don't recognize that. And then they also have a Leagues Cup. So they're the ones, they have every major trophy you can win that people respect. Now, they're the only team that has every trophy. And that's been overshadowed by this unfortunate thing that happened. Listen, I appreciate you guys for tuning in to this. I guess you could call it like more of an emergency episode because we just planned it a couple hours ago. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like this video down below if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like I said, we're getting close to 10,000 subscribers. With your help, I know we'll reach that very, very soon. And also make sure you hit the little bell notification so you never miss a video. Fabian, before I let you go, where can the people follow you at? Where can the people find your work at?
Yeah, look, I actually have a lot of these videos of this whole incident on my TikTok. So I have a lot of good content on there because Twitter was kind of crazy during the time. But yeah, TikTok has a lot of good kind of recap videos that I took of the whole situation. Even Gene saying I thought he was coming for the bite. So that was interesting. But yeah, no, follow me on TikTok and Twitter at Fabian Rankle.
I appreciate my friend. Also, Urban Pitch, right?
Urban Pitch, yeah, and Threads. You know, Threads
And
is popping.
Threads. If you're still on there, probably not. But if you are, it'll be only you and Favi. Yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Until next time, I'll see you all soon.